Sagittarius, how you doing? Welcome to your weekly reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 29th of July through to the 4th of August. Hope you're doing well. The energy that's been coming through from the sun at the moment, and it's giving you a little bit more consistency to the energy, which is probably what you're going to enjoy. And also you're going to enjoy it because it's mainly fire and air energy that's coming through, which plays beautifully into you because you've actually got a lot more air than you do have fire in you, but you are a fire sign. So it plays into the two elements of you in a really, really beautiful way. So yes, you should be able to sort of like get things moving on in a nice way. Let's just see what's going on for you here. You've got the overall energies here. Karmic message on your relationship side, karmic message on your financial side, influence in the universe, past self, future self, and the lessons or the information you should be taking out of this week for you to help you in your future. Let's just see what's going on with the overall energies here. It seems to be playing a lot more. There seems to be a lot of energy into your karmic path on your relationship side, an evident path according to your emotional side of life. I think it's becoming very, very clear for you. But on your financial side, it's also working to a future, working to a plan, or working to a project, starting a business, or starting that project. And it could even be as buying a house, or renovating that car, or deciding to go off on a physical retreat or something to explore your physical body, starting a sport or something like that. It just seems to be, there seems to be in the future, there seems to be a real goal that's appearing on the horizon here, and it's becoming very clear for you. Yeah, look at that, you get the Two of Cups, very much in line with yourself here. And it does seem to be that way. There seems to be very strong focal points on your relationship side, but also on your financial side. And it's there's no sloppiness, there's no procrastination or sort of doubts within you in this sort of sense. Let's just see what's going on your relationship side. The universe here, the universal energy here is playing both ways. It's playing into decisions you're making, but also it's asking you to go out and explore, be very much sociable, trying out things, connecting with people, doing activities. So like you might have friends that have been, that they go to the theatre once a month and you've never thought about it, and this time here you get an offer and you kind of go, yeah, I'll try it out. That sort of thing. It's just exploring life, and your karmic path is playing into here as well, into that universal energy, but it is also playing into your past. And it's like this seems to be a focal point, that there's something in the past that's almost holding you back from going out and enjoying yourself. Your past self is playing into that, into the Two of Cups, looking to get you back into alignment with yourself, using your past understanding and realizing about situations and being able to sort of clearly say to yourself and the people around you, saying, I don't want that anymore. And that all of a sudden your future is also dependent upon your past. There is something here that is on your karmic path that you need to deal with, basically. And it's all about the decisions that you need to make out of life. And there are decisions that need to be made. What's the lessons to be learned out of this? Don't kid a kidder. So don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself here, Sagittarius. Everyone's been getting the Four of Pentacles. This is on the karmic path here, and this is about being in alignment with yourself, something that needs to be dealt with. And I think the way in which you need to deal with it is be very discerning, being very clear, precise, clinical, the way in which you put your emotions or your time, your effort, your energy into situations, into relationships and so forth. And the universe is telling you here, yeah, you get the Five of Swords. I think the universe is sort of saying, there's one aspect to sort of saying there's something that's fighting against you from stopping you from enjoying yourself. And it's not worth winning that fight. It's worth walking away from. And the past, and it's playing into that, as I said, it's playing into that Two of Cups. You get the Sun. It's something in the past that's going to so liberate you that it's going to make you incredibly happy. And it does need to be liberated. And you get the Two of Pentacles out in your future. And this future, as said, as it's playing into here, but it's also playing into your decisions you're making. It's realizing what works for you, what makes you happy, basically. That's what's coming out of this whole sort of thing. And in the lessons in this week, or the space that's going to be understanding, is that Four of Pentacles, is that discerning way in which you give your coin to relationships that are around you. So then you will see what works for you. And it's all about, you know, look at that. There's only really one sword on here. The rest of it is pentacles, and there's the sun, which is fantastic. But it is, it's a major arcana. And this is mainly pentacles. It's a very physical thing. And it's about you sort of saying yes to things and no to things within your emotional or spiritual life, which will take you ultimately to being in alignment with yourself and put pay to certain things that are just being a pain in the backside and not really worthwhile being in your life. Let's see what's going on your financial side. Whew. The karmic path is to roll off your past, to open the door for your future, to make it a clear decision for you about a clear goal for you to go after. And it's on your karmic path to bring everything in, I think, here. I think this is a case where you've learned a lot, you've done exams maybe, or you've got a lot of experience in business or in projects or in renovating houses or whatever it is you do. And because you've got all of those experience that may not necessarily be about buying the property and then selling the property, that's other things which you have a lot about, but it's using every aspect of what you've learned in the past and in the future to give you a real defined goal for your future. And it seems to be rolling around. It's allowing you to really enrich your experience, your financial experience in multitudes of ways. Financially, it's going to enrich you. It's going to make you feel a lot happier and a lot more content. You've got the universal energy, which is pulling you outwards. And the karmic path doesn't actually go into that. It actually goes from your past, your future to the outcome, as it were. But this here is sort of like, the universe is sort of like, it's like you're creating a vortex in your life. So you're bringing in a lot of things into your life. And the universe is that sort of tap on the outside. I've just pulled it. I've just seen it. Sorry about that. It is the Eight of Pentacles. It is that tap that's feeding into it. The consistency that the universe is bringing you, consistent energies for you to actually go after the goal or the ambition that is within you. I don't know why I picked that up. I shouldn't have picked it up, but I did. And that's what it is. And I think the universe is doing some good quality work for you. And your past is playing to the decisions that you're making here. So I think this is why your karmic path is going to your past, to your future, to a decision. And this is all going into getting into alignment with yourself. It's that sort of vortex that's coming in. And each time you go round, the universe will kind of go, yep, feed that in a bit more, feed that in a bit more, give them a little bit more sort of success and what have you. And in your future self, the future self, this is where I think it's becoming very clear to you the goal in your future. I think it's becoming very clear of how to really strike into it and get into it. And because it's playing into the decisions, but it's a lot higher in energy than the other cards. And your lesson for this week, or the understanding for this week, is going for gold. That seems to be the lesson. Going for gold, going for this golden opportunity will then sort of like encourage that to grow even more. Encourage that sensation of you being in total alignment with yourself. Four of Cups. This is you getting in alignment. This is going into a whole new dimension, a new way of looking at business. And maybe sometimes, you could work 60 hours a week and earn, 1,100, let's say $10,000, right? £10,000 in 60 hours a week. You could work 40 hours a week and earn 8,000. But you've got 20 hours a week. It's a lot of time. It will liberate you to enjoy life in another way. It's costing you £2,000 a month, but then actually it's probably worth it. And I think this is where you're coming into alignment with yourself. It's obviously bringing in also possibly with that opportunity in your future, it's probably bringing in an opportunity for you. And look at that, you've also got the Ace of Wands there and the Ten of Wands all in your future. This is the clarity of the goal that needs to be done here. The clarity of the decision making. From the past, there is obviously something that you have within you that you can align it with another business or another. It seems like you've been carrying something. It's like you've been carrying a business and you've been the only sole driver of that business. And now you've got like two or three people that are working with you. And then all of a sudden an investor comes in and sort of says, I'd like to be your partner, but we've got to take the business on to another level. And it's like that is what an opportunity is coming into your life. It's like out with the old and in with the new. It's not throwing anything out here, but either you're going for a job or a project or a business, or you're doing something where someone else brings that dynamics, or that brings in that air that sort of fuels your fire, fuels your passion for it. And then all of a sudden in your future, you're letting go of a lot of the woes and worries. I was talking about doing 60-hour to 40-hour week. That's the sort of thing I mean. And then in the future, you've got an opportunity to do that. And look at that, out the top there, you get the Knight of Wands. You're going off on a mission. It's your choice to go off on this mission. And that's what's going to bring you in alignment with yourself and with another person that brings in an amazing, beautiful, fiery energy that you are going to so enjoy. And the universe is just backing you up because you're, it's like hurricanes are fed by eruptions on the sun. And the universe is like the eruptions on the sun that are feeding the electricity within the Earth's energy. And then that feeds into the air energy with the hurricane and feeds the hurricane energy. But you are the hurricane and you're really going for it. Looks really nice. Let's see what says the Light Seers card say. There you go. That mission that we were talking about there plays into that Two of Cups. It's a double-headed, it's an auto-feeding. Once you start getting into alignment with yourself, because you've started getting into alignment with yourself, you're going to get more into, it's an exponential sort of thing that really works in your favor in a very, 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 very good way. With the Two of Cups, with the Four of Pentacles, you get the High Priestess, using your intuition to see what's holding you back. Basically, you're going to you're going to feel it in you. And this is where you're going to be able to sort of say yes and no to things. And it's going to help you to say yes and no to things in a really good way. And I think this thing that needs to get sorted is, it seems to be a repetitive thing, always the same arguments, always the same situation, always the same sticking points. And it's not making it, happiness, head towards happiness. Work towards it. Yeah, work towards your happiness from your past to get you into alignment with a very passionate mission for you. And learn about it. Learn to say no. Learn to realise when it doesn't really work. You may love that person, but it may not work. And it's not against that other person, but it's just being honest. And that's where I think you've got to be honest with yourself. With the Two of Pentacles, you get the Four of Cups. Yeah, I think you've tried out a few things and you may be almost a little bit disappointed by it and everything like that. And you're just kind of like going, oh, those things didn't really pan out like that. But really, if you just look, the reason it didn't pan out is because there's actually one cup that's bringing in the good stuff. And that's what's coming to the surface gradually in the future. But there is some sort of decision that needs to be made about that. Not a decision. You need to act upon a situation to cut it out of your life, basically. And it could be just an attitude within you. It could be as simple as that. It may not actually mean it's involved in someone else, depending on what you're living, basically. The lesson you learn here is for you to take your pathway, knowing to say when to say yes and when to say no. The thing is with yes and no, the Queen here, she's got her emotions under control. And you've got to have your emotions under control to know when to say yes and when to say no. You don't need to know, when someone asks you for something, you don't need to know why you've got to say yes or no. You've just got to know when to say yes or no. There's some reasons that are way much bigger than what we can think about. It's like I was sitting in my front garden and some young lady came around the corner with her car and she had a flat tyre. And she saw me sitting there having a cup of tea in the sunshine, just watching the world go by. I was having a laugh. And she said to me, can you help me change my tyre? And I got up and I didn't listen. I was listening to my body, because it's your body that will tell you yes and no, not your head. And then your head will give you the logic of how to apply that. And my body said, Tom, just say no. So I said no to the young lady. And the young lady turned around to me and she said, that's not very nice. What a horrible person you are. And I sat back down with my cup of tea and enjoyed the sunshine, right? 2 minutes later, a young man comes around the corner with his car, sees that she's got a flat tyre, pulls over and asks if she wants some any help. She said, oh yes, thank you very much. She looks at me as if to sort of say, you horrible old man, sort of thing, right? 2 years later on down the line, they get married. If I had said yes, they may not have even met. And I didn't need to know that as a reason. I just needed to know whether I need to say yes or no. That's all. And I think there's a lot to be said for that within this emotional side of life for you. You know, let's have a look what's going on your financial side. Look at that, Ace of Cups. Yeah, I think this is, that Ace of Cups is that One of Cups there because it seems to be feeding a lot into that. Oh, I'm just going to show you what just jumped out as well. The Sun. I'm going to take that with that. This, obviously, this opportunity to new job, new business, partner, you know, investor, or a new project, whatever it is, I think it feeds beautifully into your heart, into your soul, makes you feel good about who you are, what you do, but it's also going to shine a light on how brilliant you are and give you a lot of happiness that goes along with it. But there's a lot of exploring to be done. But don't worry, the universe has got your back. The universe has got your back, Sagittarius, and it is nurturing you. As I said, it's feeding this sort of like, this vortex within you. And the universe is kind of going, okay, let's put in a bit more, put in a bit more. And the bigger it gets, the bigger the vortex, the bigger the success. And it's going to nurture it if you go after and open up to possibilities and combining with others and out with the old and in with the new sort of scenario with that. Yeah, I think this is, as I said, I think something new comes into your life, maybe someone you've known for a very long time, because it's connected to your past, as it were, that brings in a whole new sort of vibe and new sort of energy that helps you to recognize the good work that you've done, but also helps you to recognize the good work in them. So they may be absolutely brilliant at things that you're not good at, and you're absolutely brilliant at things that they're not good at. But together, you're brilliant. And I think this is what's becoming a lot clearer for you as you go forward. With each step, with each week that goes forward, it makes it a lot clearer. You're going to be able to let go of everything, of carrying this whole sort of project business or the career path or the renovation of the house all on by your own. You're going to start finally sharing it with someone else, and it's going to make you feel utterly in line with who you are and feel really good about yourself and good about life in a very good way. Very good way. With the Knight of Wands, get the Nine of Pentacles. This mission that brings you into alignment with yourself actually provides for you enormous amount of results, rewards in multitudes of ways, not just financially, but also emotionally, passionately, morally, spiritually. Everything seems to be increasing in every area. And that is giving you the strength to confront that on that side. As I said, seems to be a point there, which is this here, and there seems to be a point here that needs focusing. Really good for you, Sagittarius. Absolutely beautiful reading. Thank you very much for being here. Hope you enjoy the energy videos that we do on this channel as well. I thank you very much for all the support that you give to this channel, for the YouTube system. It's absolutely beautiful to see. I thank you very much for that. Yes, and I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.